Hello and welcome to the First Explorers. I'm Sebastian, the solo developer behind this game. The First Explorers is a settlers-like game with a little bit of Age of Empires. Build up your village, expand your territory, unlock new buildings and ultimately beat your opponents. This game is set in the Antique, and here we are playing as the Romans. Typically a new match starts in the first settlement level called the Hamlet tier. Here we have already a couple of buildings to choose from. We are starting off with very classical settlers buildings, the woodcutter, the sawmill and the stonecutter. It's very important where you are placing your buildings because the ground of construction sites has to be leveled. The colors indicate where the ground is already flat or where the terrain is hilly. While the diggers do their work, let's regroup our little army on this open field. We don't know yet what is actually hiding in the fog of war near to our little settlement, so let's send some soldiers to explore the vicinity. Meanwhile, the builder started constructing our first buildings. Each building has its own profession. For example, this woodcutter needs a worker with an axe. You can also set the working area for buildings like the woodcutter. This way the worker knows where he should start harvesting trees. To expand our village we need to build towers. If the tower is occupied with a soldier, it will expand the territory. This is crucial because buildings can only be built inside the player's territory. In the First Explorers, it's all about what you see is what you get. Every unit and every good is visible in the world, and I also invested a lot of time into the construction animations. We are building another pair of woodcutters and a sawmill here, so we won't run low on construction materials. On top of that, we are making sure that we have enough trees in the long run by building a forester. You can also specify the working area with a brush tool, as you can see here. Meanwhile, our territory was expanded by the towers. Let's see how we can make good use of this new space. As you can see, we found a copper deposit, so let's build a copper hut. In the early game, copper is crucial to produce new tools, which are needed for new workers. But for new workers, we first need new settlers, and one way to get new settlers is to build up a food production. Since we started near to the ocean, it's worthwhile to build fisher huts. The fish needs to be delivered to market stalls where cooks can then pick it up. Cooks prepare meals in the cookhouse and deliver them to the tavern. In the tavern, new settlers will arrive, eat up the delicious meal and are then ready for new tasks. If you are clicking on a construction site, you will see where the construction material is actually coming from. Now let's explore the map a little bit. In this match we have one opponent that we first have to find. In the First Explorers, there will be 3 different factions in the final release. These will be the Romans, the Carthaginians and the Gauls. Here you can see a river, which will play an important role in the mid-game. There's the blue territory. We won't attack our enemy at this point though, since we wouldn't win the fight on enemy territory just yet. But it's good to know where the opponent is building up his settlement. Let's go back to our own village and see how we can start our first food production. But first, let's watch a construction animation and how the building's elements fall into their places. We have a couple of tools already, but we are lacking some pickaxes and scythes. Some more saws and hammers won't hurt either. In the meantime, we have placed the first buildings to start our weapon production and further expanded our territory. We have some more space to start building our wheat production and will now place a farm in the windmill. This will come in handy for our bread production. Bread can be used in the market stalls alongside fish and berries. Food is also needed for mines, but this is a topic for a future video. You will also be able to build roads. Roads will increase the walking speed of your settlers, but they are not mandatory. You have to balance whether you want to spend your builders' valuable time on building roads or let them concentrate on construction sites. Meanwhile, the weapon maker and the barracks got finished, so let's produce some more weapons and soldiers. Coming back to the farms, you will be able to paint the working area for the farmland as well. This way you can precisely set where fields should actually grow. And this is the end of this short deep dive video. If you enjoyed what you saw, feel free to wishlist the first explorers now on Steam and make sure to join our Discord. Thank you.